Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Concho Sports Insider. I'm Arlen Ponder, Brandon Richardson, and we got a special guest.
Royalty in the house, baby.
Royalty in the house.
TLC royalty in the house.
Go ahead, tell us who you are, bud.
I'm Jackson Chacon.
Jackson Chacon. Let's see. Mr. What all were you? Mr. TLCA Sports.
Right.
Athlete of the Year.
Yeah. Second team. Jackson, he said he was
Second team all district.
Yeah, second team all district. Thank you, sir. Anything else you want to share with the people?
He was the Eagle of the Week.
Right.
No,
The last
Eagle of the Week.
The last one.
Yep.
You know, our ace in the hole.
Look at that.
I was a regional track qualifier, obviously.
Regional track. I was about to say,
Yeah.
we can talk about his track.
I don't know. Was there anything else? What'd you do? Did you go to state and something?
No.
Almost. He was. That's for next year.
Right there.
Yeah.
That's next year.
That's next year.
All right. So you know what? We're gonna talk about some things tonight. We've actually got Jackson in the house. He was here recording something else, and we went, "Hey, just hang with us, and we'll let you go on." So we're gonna tell you about some things we're gonna do. We're gonna talk some tennis results. We're gonna talk some golf. We're actually gonna dive into some UIL academic and some UIL speech and debate, maybe a couple other things, and then we're going to maybe tease a little. Well, no, maybe we're going to.
No,
we're going to tease the coaches show for next week, where Coach Smith is going to sit down with Darren and me. We're going to get Darren in here talking to us also, and get some things going. Any shout-outs you want to do before we take our first break?
So I know Lakeview had their banquet a few days ago. Unfortunately, we didn't get a chance to be up there, so I wanted to give some shout-outs to all the athletes up there, and Northside Pride, of course.
Yeah,
so
that Northside Pride.
That's right.
Also, Central, I think, is either having theirs or already had theirs. TLCA's had theirs.
Yep.
I know that Wall is probably waiting until – Wall and their trophy cake. Come on,
or being at state and regionals and all that.
They got state for. Is there anything they didn't win state in?
We'll
talk about some of that.
That's
also.
Right. That's right.
Going to kick some shout outs to some of our friends down south to Sonora. Going to maybe talk about some coach changes that we saw around here going into the summer and some spring ball going on. So we're going to take a quick break, and I'm going to step off and let these two talk about some sports and some other stuff, and we'll be right back. You're watching the Concho Sports Insider on Pixelcast Media.
Check out why First Community Federal Credit Union is the #1 local auto lender in the Concho Valley.
With great low rates on new, used, and refinance autos, we can save you money. First Community has great payment options and low prices for GAP, extended warranty, and credit life insurance, so we can make your payment fit your budget. So be smart, bank smart, and contact First Community for your auto financing needs.
Pain is never planned, and recovery time is never convenient. But the last thing you want to do is wait for answers. At Angelo MRI, you are more than a number. We can get you results within 24 hours at a price you can afford. So when you need to get back into the game fast, tell your doctor you want to go to Angelo MRI. We hope you don't need us this season. But in case you do, remember, it's your health, your choice, your MRI.
Welcome back, folks, to the Concho Sports Insider. Brandon Richardson here with Jackson Chacon. We are here tonight, really, celebrating our last TLCA man of the year, it seems, at this point. So, Jackson, could you talk to us a little bit about how, and for those who don't know, freshman, doing all the things. So could you talk to us a little bit about how, I guess, let me ask you, between football and track, which one do you favor one more than the other?
Actually, no. I feel like as soon as football ends, I'm rolling into track, and as soon as track ends, I'm rolling back into football. So
okay,
it kind of works in a circle there.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so that's your Okay, so that's your circle of life. That's what it sounds like when it comes to sports,
sir.
football
Yeah.
and track. Okay, awesome. Great minds think alike. I did football and track also. Now, granted, I didn't have all the accolades you did, but still, that's awesome. So Jackson, so first, I guess we'll talk about track since you were able to do so many different things here recently in track. So talk to us about some of the things that you were able to accomplish. So like for example, like when you started discus, were you nervous? He was like, because some people are like, oh, well, you started off and you didn't even know how to throw a disc.
Yeah.
To now you're, possibly going to state next year for, doing so well. So can you talk to us a little about the process?
So I started in 7th grade.
Okay.
And it was a rough start as everything is,
Right.
You're
Right.
obviously working up there.
Uh-huh.
And then, because I always heard it was for the big dudes, right?
Right. Well, hold on. Let me stop you. How much do you bench, sir?
290.
Tell them 290. Okay, 290. So you're not a little dude. Okay,
Yeah.
Continue.
But
Come on now. Put some respect in your name, sir. Continue.
as soon as we started going to meets, I started seeing dudes who were good, who
Right.
were smaller.
Right.
Some even smaller than me.
Right.
So that kind of put me in the position, and I was thinking, yeah, I could do this.
Okay.
I
Awesome.
could excel.
So, like for example, I know some of the hardest things. Well, I guess the hardest thing, because I did shot put for a little bit, and I went to high jump and sprinting. It's like, the throwing stuff is not for me. So, like, I know when it comes to the form and stuff like that. Do you keep it in mind, like how many? I mean, obviously, you know how many spins you got to do, because I know sometimes it could be right there at the end before you scratch, right? So, what is your process on that? And obviously, you're really coached really well up there. So, give us a little insight on how the discus is done so well, sir.
So, I mean, obviously, you're just going with the simple rotational.
Right.
And one of my key things is only working on one thing at a time.
Okay. Right.
So if I'm messing up a certain thing, that's the cue I'm thinking of.
Okay.
And I have to get that right before I start moving on to other things.
Awesome. So it's in a sense of kind of 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
In a sense, right? Not all of it at once. So okay, well, obviously this is off, so I got to fix that first, and then
Yes.
keep going, then keep progressing.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, buddy. And then so go from track. So now track's done. You said now you're in football mode.
Yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So what is your just for those who don't know, Jackson plays in the middle. He's the Mike, right? So he's the quarterback of the defense, correct?
Yes, sir.
Right? So you're the one calling out the plays, snipping it out, bubble screens and, runs this way, sweeps this way. So talk to us about, I guess, that process too. And was that the first position you played, linebacker, or did you play something else first?
Obviously, I played youth football like most other people. I played quarterback in youth football.
Quarterback, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so did that just not work out? Do you not like throwing the ball? You wanted to hit people. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, you wanted to hit people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I always like playing safety.
Yeah.
And
Shout out to the safeties. Yeah, that's right. Go safeties. Awesome. So whenever you're looking at film, what are some of the things that you really kind of look for whenever you're trying to break down, some of the, some of the tells, from the other team.
So obviously you're looking for tendencies.
Right.
When this play is going to go on, what's this guy doing? Or,
Right.
yeah.
Okay. So now are you looking at the center, the guards, the tackles? Are you looking at quarterbacks and, if they're looking a certain way and stuff like that? Like what are some of the things, who's in motion?
I mean, of course, I'd obviously look at the O-line first.
Right.
I mean, they never lie, right?
Right. Right. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you know what your 40 time is? Do you guys do?
No.
No, but you're
No.
probably fast, right? Come on, man. I mean, you're obviously running down running backs and receivers and stuff like that. Do you have a favorite? Do you have a favorite linebacker, like in history, or were there any linebackers that you've studied to kind of get better, or not necessarily?
Recently?
Yes, sir.
Peyton Wilson out of NC State.
Oh, okay. NC State, okay. NC State is the Wolf Pack.
Yes.
Am I correct?
The Pack.
The Pack, baby. Go Wolf Pack. All right. Awesome. And then do you plan on staying in the middle? Do you want to try the outside, or you love calling the shots?
I love calling the shots,
You
man.
love calling the shots, right?
Yeah. Obviously, I played quarterback in youth football, so I
Right.
like to keep that aspect there.
Absolutely. So quarterback on one side, and then just flip-flop to the other.
Yes, sir.
Awesome, buddy. Jackson, thank you again, sir, for hanging out with us for a little bit. Mm-hmm. And we look forward to all the things you do. So we're going to take a quick break, folks. You're watching the Concho Sports Insider, presented by Pixelcast Media. We'll be right back.
At Schertz Landscape, we care about the quality of trees that you put in your landscape. Therefore, we grow our trees here locally in the Concho Valley. As a certified arborist, I not only care about the quality of your tree being planted, but I am also qualified as a tree risk assessor. I can evaluate the health of an older tree or the risk that it may have to you and your property. Come see us at Schertz Landscape, where we care about the quality of your trees.
Damon Bell Photography and Drone Services for all your photo and video needs. Call 325-245-9663. Oh, and we also do sports. Call today.
Check out why First Community Federal Credit Union is the #1 local auto lender in the Concho Valley.
With great low rates on new, used, and refinance autos, we can save you money. First Community has great payment options and low prices for GAP, extended warranty, and credit life insurance, so we can make your payment fit your budget. So be smart, bank smart, and contact First Community for your auto financing needs.
Pain.
Hey, and welcome back to the Concho Sports Insider Show. I'm Arlen Ponder.
Brandon Richardson. Yes,
Brandon
sir.
Richardson. Just got to meet Jackson Chacon, and I'm going to tell you, Brandon, I think that's something we ought to do from here on out. We ought to have a kid up here, you know, one of our athletes to come up and talk to us for a little bit. I think that added a different element.
Absolutely.
Rather than seeing, you know, three dumb guys up here talking all the time.
Hey, man.
You know,
After you know, a long day of teaching, we're doing the best we can, sir.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, we got to give ourselves some love.
Yeah.
Man. Summer's right around the corner, baby.
You know, dude, we got 5 days left.
Come
and
on
I'm
now.
ecstatic.
Come on now. That's it.
So, okay, you know what? Let's talk some baseball.
Yes, sir.
And I did see on one of the pages as I was, scrolling while y'all were talking, one of the pages, there's a wall fan that's asking where she can watch the Wall game. It is actually on NFHS Network because it's in the playoffs. We can't broadcast it on Concho Sports, but Concho Sports is doing it. It's just on the NFHS Network. So, I believe you got to have a subscription for that, and it was, but I think you can buy it and cancel it, but you're a Wall fan.
Come on
Go
now.
ahead. They'll be at state next week, so don't worry. They are playing a one-game playoff. They're playing, I believe it's Henrietta.
Yes, sir. Yep.
And they are playing in Eula.
And yes, sir.
Do we have any kind of update? Do we know anything?
I have not seen, not had a chance to catch any updates.
So
here.
maybe
see.
Damon can shoot a text to the guys that are there and give us an update so we can give y'all an update.
Yes.
Super proud of them for what they're doing and how they've been all year. It's been an amazing journey, and I'm going to be honest, I think they're going to be in Austin. They're going to be representing.
Well, I mean, Arlen, it's not like Wall doesn't have a, they've been excellent all year long. Well, for seasons at this point, this is something that we honestly, wouldn't think any less of, the Wall Hawks out there.
No.
So yeah, man, I think, coming up here, I wouldn't be surprised if they get it done. Cause from, just previously, we have Briggs Jones and, all those boys, down in Austin do really well at state. So
then they turn around and come home.
Yeah, and then
some of them playing baseball.
Got to go play baseball.
Coming back and playing baseball, and it's great to see. And let me see. That was me. Gotcha. So
dang it, Damon.
Dang it. We got an update all of a sudden, and it's just him texting everybody else asking what's going on.
Yeah, just our director. Okay.
Yeah, that's all right. Hey. So while we're talking Wall. Shout out to that golf team there at Wall.
Yes.
Brought home a gold cup, so they get to clean out the trophy case even more than, they are. I think they just need to build a new wing on the school there for all their trophies.
I'm saying, man.
And kudos to them, but, it's like Wall baseball and and softball and football and golf are like Central's gymnastics.
Right. Oh,
Yeah,
just
you know,
juggernauts, man.
Juggernauts. 8 years in a row and building. So, and continuing. You got an update?
Yes, sir. So we have it is scoreless at the end of at the bottom of the first inning. So they're still out there scrapping for the next round. So we'll see. We will keep updates throughout the program here tonight.
Sure will. And while let's stay on golf.
Yep.
And while we're there, Garden City brought home gold. Good job, Garden City. Great little community out there. Great facility out there. I think you and I called a game out there. I know Darren and I've called a couple of basketball games out there.
Yeah, no, they have a beautiful facility out there.
Incredible facility.
What?
So it's
and hopefully just real quick on with here in San Angelo, we got the bonds.
The bond pass.
We got the bond pass.
Yeah.
So hopefully Central and Lakeview, we can get hopefully something similar to those, from the smaller cities out there. So we look forward to seeing how that turns out too.
Absolutely. And we're also going to talk about down south, our folks there in Sonora, our friends there in Sonora.
Yep.
They also back-to-back state champs in golf.
Back-to-back, man.
Just incredible.
So, Arlen, it's funny. I remember. I think you said it was one of the coaches' shows, and how I think it was for Lakeview. No, it was for Central Lakeview. So I feel like we should make this part of our maybe for next year. It's like all the sports we do. I think we should do them. Right, we should go out maybe do a little golf. Yeah. I've only golfed like twice, so I don't know if I have a handicap or not. But I mean, dude, golf is zen, man. It's like meditation. You know what I'm saying? It's you and the course.
Well, I have a handicap whenever I play golf.
Right.
I have a handicap.
Right.
I'm just happy if I find the ball. That's whenever I play.
But you're better than Charles.
It's
Charles
like,
Barkley, hopefully.
Yeah, it's like I hit the ball and go, where'd it go?
Where did it go? Right.
Right.
Or it's like it's when you're hitting and you're trying to get out of the. I know there's a term for it. Where you're hitting and you see sand come up and the ball didn't move because you missed the ball.
Or the ball, just leaps forward a little bit.
That's it. I put so much effort into this thing. So.
Well, I can tell you somebody that's not doing it, and we're going to go a little bit further east. We're going to go out Goldthwaite with the Eagles. And Walt Thompson, he secured the individual championship for their golf team.
Awesome.
So I guarantee you he's not chipping any dirt onto the fairway and stuff like we would.
Tell you, man, we should do it, man. I'm telling you.
Now that I think about it, could you see us all of us clowns going and playing? That would be.
Watch out, gentlemen.
Excuse us. No. You can go ahead and play through.
We'll play like, I don't know. We'll play like 5 or 6 holes. See how we do. Like, okay, we're done. We're done. We're done.
We're putt-putting.
We're mini golf. Mini golf.
Putt. Yeah. So,
right.
You know what? We're up here having a good time. We're also, Ray's not here.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Rob, man.
Let's talk about. He's doing the game tonight. It's his first one he's ever done by himself.
Nice.
He and Darren did one a few weeks ago. Did a Lakeview game, and that was awesome.
Yep.
And he's coming on board. Congratulations to him.
Yes,
I talked to him this morning, and he was like, he had a ton of stuff going on, and I've got stats, and I've got this, and I've got that, and I've got all this, and he was excited about it. So
absolutely,
that's as broadcasters, and you've broadcasted, I've broadcasted.
Yep.
It's nice to see that excitement and that enthusiasm. Because sometimes I think we've done arena ball and we did some pro ball and stuff like that, and I think we kind of get salty.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah, we kind of. But so I think it's greater on than that. The fact that, like you said, is that I think for us who've called games and stuff like that, is one of those things. If you've done it for a long time, yeah. But then you see somebody who is I guess just starting to do it. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, this is so cool and all that. So I think it's great that they're able to keep us young as it were, and keep us excited about the process. And
true.
So absolutely,
very true. So let's take a quick break and we will come back. You're watching the Concho Sports Insider on Concho Sports Network,
presented by
Pixelcast Media.
Be right back.
Pain is never planned, and recovery time is never convenient. But the last thing you want to do is wait for answers. At Angelo MRI, you are more than a number. We can get you results within 24 hours at a price you can afford. So when you need to get back into the game fast, tell your doctor you want to go to Angelo MRI. We hope you don't need us this season. But in case you do, remember, it's your health, your choice, your MRI.
At Schertz Landscape, we care about the quality of trees that you put in your landscape. Therefore, we grow our trees here locally in the Concho Valley. As a certified arborist, I not only care about the quality of your tree being planted, but I am also qualified as a tree risk assessor. I can evaluate the health of an older tree or the risk that it may have to you and your property. Come see us at Schertz Landscape, where we care about the quality of your trees.
Welcome back, folks, to the Concho Sports Insider. Brandon Richardson, the Arlen Ponder. Also, I love to shout out that he was the TLCA's Teacher of the Year. So come on, man. Got to give my man some love over here. Yeah, come on now. Round of applause. Okay. That's right. That's right. It's my man right here. So
the checks are in the mail.
The checks are in the mail. Right. So Arlen, what are we gonna pivot to, my good sir?
You know what? You said you wanted to pivot to some tennis.
Tennis, yes. And of course, who else? We were just talking about Wall. So they had 3 going to state. First place, Caitlin Holtman. She's a senior. Second place is Amelia Taylor, freshman. And then third place is Paul Nelson, who is a sophomore. And they compete next week, May 15th through the 16th in San Antonio at the Anne Marie Tennis Center. So just want to give them a shout out before we move on. So yeah, we were just giving love to Wallace. I said, hey man, we can't forget about the ones who have the backhands and all that,
and the forehands, and the aces,
right? And the aces, and the
deuce,
and the deuce,
love.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Watch out.
I played a little tennis.
So we have golf first, then we'll do some tennis.
Yeah.
Right. We'll do a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
Pickleball.
I don't know about
frisbee.
Pickleball.
We'll do some frisbee golf.
Frisbee golf. There we go.
Yeah.
Well, actually, because I think we do have. It's called Smashers. It's coming here to San Angelo.
That's right.
It's going to be a huge pickleball complex. So I guess we might have to bite the bullet and play a little
pickleball. Yeah, I guess so.
So I think that'd be fun to kind of break in and see what we can do there. We are Concho Sports.
Well, a few years ago we did an NFL draft.
Oh, yeah.
We did remember when we did the fantasy football draft? And Darren kept trying to take players that weren't, Yeah, we even made a video about it. It was fun. So you know what? Well, let's also talk about. I want to congratulate the band.
Yes.
And it's Central's band. Congratulations to all performers and a special acknowledgement to those honored as outstanding performers who competed May 3rd. Now, I'm an old band geek. Damon's an old band geek.
Yeah, we got a bunch of guys.
We were all old band geeks around here too. So an outstanding performer who competed on May 3rd, Mason, I believe, Kallenbach.
Yep, Kallenbach. Yep.
He was a snare drummer.
Nice.
And I looked
on the kit,
and he was the only one from our area.
Nice. From the Concho Valley?
The only one that was from the Concho Valley.
Nice.
So
great job,
congratulations. The other ones, there was a list about this long of people that were from one school.
Wow.
One school. And he was the only one. I say that he was the only one from our area. We're going to go a little north. Big Spring, congratulations to them also. They had 2. And they had Nathan Garza for soprano saxophone.
Ooh, the sax.
The soprano sax.
Come on now. The saxophone.
And Zachary Robles, the flugelhorn. Flugelhorn.
Okay.
So, there's Damon in the house now. Got him talking.
Yeah.
So, congratulations to y'all. Band, and I talked about it last week. Band is as much a commitment.
Yes.
You're getting up. You are practicing.
Early in the morning.
You're early in the morning. You're late in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
You are sweating your tail off out there sometime.
Yep.
just as much as some of the
Yeah.
football players are. And it's a year-round sport competition. So congratulations to y'all for doing that. Also want to throw some kick out here, and we'll have to come back because I've got more information.
But wait, there's more.
But I don't have my sheet here right here in front of me. Christoval.
Yes.
One-act play on May 13th at 10 a.m. at Austin ISD's Performing Arts Center. Must be nice to have a performing arts center.
Right.
But a performing arts center, they will be doing the Book of Everything, the one-act play will. Also, Mason, congratulations to them. And I think those two are in the same district.
Yep, looks like it. Yep.
So they're going to be competing also on the 13th at 10 a.m. At the Austin Performing Arts Center. They're doing the Boys Next Door. So, if you're not a theater person.
The theater.
And you're a theater person.
The theater.
And I was theater a couple of times. But, it's also, time consuming.
It is.
And most of the people that are in theater are in bands sometimes, or they're involved in some sports. So they're not just, and especially with these little schools, Christoval and Mason, they are, they're multitasking there.
Yeah, multi-sport athletes.
They are
multidiscipline.
Okay, hang on, wait, I got to get you to the baseball game. Oh, now I got to take you from baseball. I know you stink. Hurry up and use these wet wipes. You're going to the one act, or you're going to the band competition, or whatever. Kudos to those kids that are doing that, and kudos to those coaches and to those advisors that are helping make those things happen, and to the parents. Always the parents who are making that extra drive to go a little bit, running from maybe Abilene, and then they're hightailing it to Lubbock to get a kid there. It's great, and we appreciate it, and we want to do more stuff like this. We don't want to just do sports on this Insider Show, even though it's called the Concho Sports Insider Show. I don't want to do just that. I want to do all of it, where we can talk about our kids. And let's take a quick break. I've got a list of all of the winners from TLCA and Wall. And the categories that they won. I happened to get one from a person that I know very well. And she sent them to me and said, here you go, use them. So we will take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. You're watching the Concho Sports Insider on Concho Sports Network, presented by Pixelcast Media.
Damon Bell Photography and Drone Services for all your photo and video needs. Call 325-245-9663. Oh, and we also do sports. Call today.
Check out why First Community Federal Credit Union is the #1 local auto lender in the Concho Valley.
With great low rates on new, used, and refinance autos, we can save you money. First Community has great payment options and low prices for GAP, extended warranty, and credit life insurance, so we can make your payment fit your budget. So be smart, bank smart, and contact First Community for your auto financing needs.
Welcome back, folks, to the Concho Sports Insider, live from Concho HQ. Brandon Richardson, Arlen Ponder. We are here just talking about all the things here tonight. We look forward to we're actually going to, like Arlen said, we're trying to expand our horizons here, and talk about all the things, not just sports, but also just showing how all the kids in all the different schools are doing all the things. So we want to give all the love. And Arlen, you have some really cool information for us here, sir?
I do. I have all of the kids that are going to state from the 3A District 6.
Nice.
Which is Wall, Jim Ned, TLCA, Clyde, Sweetwater, I think, is in that district. So some of those. And Jim Ned's going for accounting and calculator applications. Wall, computer science, current issues, editorial writing. Jim Ned going for feature writing. TLCA going for informative speaking, and that is EJ Oviedo, and you interviewed him earlier this year as an Eagle of the Week. Let's see, and this is his second year in a row.
Back to back.
To go, so he is back to back going to state, and I think last year he got maybe 5th or 4th, something like that.
Okay.
I may be wrong. Miss Cole, I apologize. Tomorrow,
quote
whenever
him.
you yell at me or you send me a text here later, I apologize for that. Jim Ned going for mathematics. Clyde going for prose interpretation.
Interpretation, interesting.
Wall going for science. Jim Ned they took 2nd place overall in the district. Wall took 5th place. Let's see. Clyde took 6th place speech team. TLCA took 7th place speech team. And Jim Ned took 3rd place journalism.
Right.
So
journalism never die.
Journalism never dies.
Yes.
Wall again.
Yes.
We're talking about them emptying out that case. One thing that we can talk about was Wall did, and I forgot the name.
Well, because did you say it was digital? I think it was digital animation.
It was for digital animation.
Yes, sir.
They won state in digital animation.
Incredible.
I think last year they won 3rd place in digital animation. Wow. So, and then we had at TLCA, we had a student. Her name was Riley Ritchie, another Eagle of the Week, who she advanced to the top 10 in digital animation.
Wow.
They only take the top 6.
Wow.
This was her first year to ever do it. She wrote it, recorded it, wrote it.
Right.
Got the permission to use the song. Let's see what else. Drew it, because with digital animation you either draw or it's computer generated.
Okay, right.
So she drew the whole thing.
Right.
And I even said today I think she wanted to kill me several times because I told her, you need to go back and do this. You need to go back and do that. And she is actually going to go to ASU to do digital animation and wants to work in film.
Nice.
And I think she's going to go to work for one of our sponsors as a graphic designer.
Which sponsor would that be?
That would be Luke's Cage.
Don't
hold me to that.
Shout out to Luke's Cage. Eagle of the Week.
Eagle of the Week. Thanks, Brian, for what you do for us.
Yes.
And then talking about film, very unique opportunity that we have here in San Angelo.
Oh, yeah.
It's our program there at TLCA. This is our first year to do it. We started a film program. And
Arlen, real quick, I had the chance to work on it. Damon got a chance to help your kids, and they did an awesome job.
Yeah.
By the way, Arlen. So obviously, kudos to the Teacher of the Year once again for teaching the kids.
And semifinalist. So we were also semifinalists in that. And it was I call them, they call them narratives. I call it live action narrative because it was actually a story about a young lady that was going through some stress.
Yep.
Her friend said, here, try this. It helps soothe me. And she got hooked on pills.
Yep.
And the whole thing is just, I will tell you, I'm a big old baby. I'm a great big baby whenever it comes to my kids. And whenever it was over with and they gave me the finished product, I sat there for about 10 minutes and cried.
Wow.
Because it was so well done.
Right.
For them to be their first time ever, and they are inside of cars, setting certain ways, and that was one of the ones Joe helped with. And they're like munched up inside of a car trying to get a scene, and I think Damon was standing out there whenever they were trying to get the shot where the car pulls up and stops on the mark.
Yep.
And then at the end of it, she gets out. She gets upset. She gets out. And tell you, our young lady that did it, she got sick in the middle of filming.
Oh.
And so what was going to be the ending, we had to, at the last minute, scramble and make it. And we took it and made it, they did.
Well, still.
They took it and made it into she's going across the road and she drops the pills. And she picks up the pills just as she looks up and a car hits her. Yeah. And it was going to be that she had some flashbacks, all this kind of stuff, and came out and then realized, hey, I want to not do this.
Right.
Well, when she got sick, we had no other option.
Right.
And made it to where she got hit by the car. She has the flashbacks. And then we had a heartbeat. and it went and then got slower and slower and then flatlined.
Right.
And at the very end, it comes up and says, if you're struggling with alcohol or drug addiction, there's help out there. And really a powerful piece.
Absolutely.
Incredibly powerful piece. And you can see those. They're on the Eagle TV YouTube channel. It's at Eagle TV or eagle.tv-San Angelo, all one word. So it's out there on YouTube if you want to go see it. Great one. You can see Riley's out there. I'm going to try to link to Walls. I wished I had their link here, but you can probably see it on. I think they have a YouTube channel. So, opportunity for film. You've worked in film.
Yes, sir. So I've had the privilege of being a script reader. I've read over probably around 75 scripts or so. I've read for, I think, about 5 or 6 film festivals. Read for some small companies, and I think, Arlen, one of the great things about film is that it's one of the last. I guess it's one of the last mediums that we all can still enjoy together, and that it's so cool. Like I know you know this, helping your kids writing scripts, is that you can literally the average script, one page is 1 minute on the screen, right? And they're especially for you in helping the kids, it's you can literally see writing it out, and you can visualize in your head, and then obviously when you see it come to life. I actually had one script that was actually pretty sure hers went to I'm pretty sure a small production company picked it up. And so hopefully I get to see it in a couple years when it gets made. But yeah, man, this film is one of the last things I think all of us can really connect on, and also just shows that even if you have freshmen, sophomores, seniors, sophomore, juniors, it doesn't matter. Once you give these kids a certain direction, and they can bring any powerful story to life. So I want to give a shout out to you, sir, and how you were able to give them all the confidence in doing that, because it's important.
And it is important, and we talk about just supporting your kids, and they weren't the only 2 projects that I had. I had several others.
Right.
But we started in August.
Yeah.
And it was due in December.
Right.
And so that was a short time frame that you get. Whereas this year we're starting, we can start on June 1.
Right.
So some of my kids are already okay, they're brainstorming ideas. They're going through the ideas.
Right.
And, one thing that I'm trying to teach them is, you talk about seeing it come to life.
Yes, sir.
Storyboards.
Yep.
You got to have a storyboard.
That's
Whenever
right.
I helped work on one movie, they walked in and had a storyboard and knew exactly what it looked like step by step by step.
Yep.
And, this is where we do this. This is where we're going to do this.
Yep.
It was a great thing. It's a great, you can go and teach them that much more. And then what happens to that? These kids come out of that program.
Yep.
They can go to Texas, to the Texas Film Commission, which, by the way, is an incredibly, talented group of individuals. It's growing by leaps and bounds here in the state. And I sat in on a conference call and told you all about it, where it's, they want to spend money and they want to get this involved. And this is a huge opportunity for San Angelo.
Yes.
That we have all kinds of scouting locations and filming locations here. And kids are dropping ideas to me. Hey, Mr. Ponder, what do you think about this? What if we did this? What if we did that? And it's great. You see, remember the cartoons? You used to see the light bulb.
The light bulb, right.
It's great to see that, and that as an educator.
Yes, sir.
It's great to see those opportunities and see them come up.
No, so Arlen, just adding to just talking about the film, and hopefully we can get it to where San Angelo becomes a film-friendly city.
Yeah.
And we can get, just more people out here to say, hey, we're in West Texas. Yeah, we're, we only have 100,000 people here, but we have a lot of people here that, that want to get, showcase, all the talent that we have out here. Right.
Right.
And, and with the kids, you being able to tell them about, okay, well, your story. Okay, well, then you could break down, okay, well, then you have this character. Okay, what are their arcs? Why should people care? right? And just going through all that and really deep diving onto that. Obviously, we don't want to nerd out in front of all the people.
We've gotten away from sports.
Yeah, we're the sports insider, but still, I think it's really important that you're able to help them, to see themselves and that, hey, okay, I've only seen stories on seen all the movies, watched TV shows. Oh wait, now I could see how it all starts behind the scenes, and so I think that's awesome to get those. You might bring out the next Spielbergs and
you never know. You never know.
Tarantino's and all that.
And they got their start here in San Angelo.
Little old San Angelo, West Texas.
And I will tell you that one of my kids told me that's in one of my film classes said, Mr. Ponder, I can't watch movies anymore. You ruined me. And I went to see a movie last week, and I was sitting there and I went, oh, wow, look at that shot. That's one huge continuous shot.
Yeah, just one shot.
And then I had to go, oh, wait, I'm here to enjoy the film, not to. So I know what my students talk about. So, and I hope to see that Central and Lakeview and even Cristobal and Sonora and
Miles,
some of the
everybody.
Yes. Let's all get involved in it and let's help things happen. And let's beat Cedar Park because, they got a sound studio down there and stuff.
Oh, come on now.
So, do we have an update?
Yes.
On score?
So it looks like it's bottom of the third, 1-0 for the Wall Hawks.
For the Wall Hawks.
Oh, yeah.
1-0, bottom of the third. So congratulations. We're going to keep you updated as we're going to take one more break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to Darren about what's going to happen on Monday night at Shenanigans with Coach Mark Smith, and he's going to give us an update on that. And then we may talk a little bit of football before we get out of here.
All right.
So you're watching Concho Sports Insider on Concho Sports Network, presented by Pixelcast Media.
Pain is never planned, and recovery time is never convenient. But the last thing you want to do is wait for answers. At Angelo MRI, you are more than a number. We can get you results within 24 hours at a price you can afford. So when you need to get back into the game fast, tell your doctor you want to go to Angelo MRI. We hope you don't need us this season. But in case you do, remember, it's your health, your choice, your MRI.
At Schertz Landscape, we care about the quality of trees that you put in your landscape. Therefore, we grow our trees here locally in the Concho Valley. As a certified arborist, I not only care about the quality of your tree being planted, but I am also qualified as a tree risk assessor. I can evaluate the health of an older tree or the risk that it may have to you and your property. Come see us at Schertz Landscape, where we care about the quality of your trees.
Damon Bell Photography and Drone Services for all your photo and video needs. Call 325-245-9663. Oh, and we also do sports. Call today.
Hey, welcome back to Concho Sports Insider. I'm Arlen Ponder. He's Brandon Richardson.
And we got the man in the house.
We got the man.
Watch out.
Nice to be on the show. Y'all been doing a great job.
Yeah, thanks, man. We appreciate that.
Hopefully the Hawks can hold on.
Hopefully they can hold on.
1-0 in the third.
1-0 in the third, and we'll see if they can. I think they can do it. They got that pitch, and they got that three-horned animal there that's their pitching staff. And I don't know who's on the stump tonight, but or who's on the hill tonight, but it's and we could have gotten some more updates, but we were trying to get everything on as best we could. So, Darren, Monday night, we're going to wrap up something. So what's going on Monday night?
Well, we are going to be at Shenanigans Sports Bar and Grill, and we are going to be talking football with Coach Mark Smith on the Insider Show.
On the Insider Show.
Bobcats Insider. And, sometimes I just want to go door to door to Central fans, tell them the good news about Coach Smith. Have you heard about Coach Smith? I want to put up a tent and just a revival because I like Coach Smith. And we're going to do something very special. I had never done this with Coach before.
Yeah.
Now, Coach Wood, back in the day in Brownwood, I tried to pick his brain.
Yeah.
And he said it all comes down to who blocks and tackles the best, and that's true. But Coach Smith, we're going to go over some X's and O's.
Ooh. That, and he'd look at me and go, Arlen, you're a better saxophone player than you are a football player.
Man,
miss him.
Miss him. Brownwood connection, man, and that's cool.
Yeah.
Coach Smith we're going to do some X's and O's, and maybe he'll show us the beast formation and all of the things that the kids are working on, because they had the off-season program, and that included all kinds of different things each day. But he also had recovery time, which he looked at the analytics on some soft tissue injuries and how he could prevent those. Has meditation time, keep the kids grounded, keep them focused. They've been in pads, and we're getting ready for the spring game coming up. We will broadcast that. You're going to see familiar folks, hear familiar names. There's going to be a bunch of new ones, too, maybe some new superstars for the Central Bobcats. But Coach is going to show us some things, some X's and O's. And, I mean, he's been around the block. I really am looking forward to seeing him talk his craft, even though I may not understand half of it. I mean, that's going to be neat, and I'm glad that he's opening up and is going to do that for us, and we're really looking forward to it.
But I think one of the things that Coach Smith does, and you know, you and I have spent a year and couple of months now covering them and getting to talk to Coach Smith and getting to learn from him, and you know, having coached football a little bit, he is one of those that you go, wow, I just want to sit here and listen to him,
right?
Because he's so knowledgeable. But he's also, like you said, he follows the analytics. He looks at things. He's not just old school coaches, you know, hey, you're going to do this, and this is the way it's going to be.
Right.
And that's what I like about him, and I'm so happy that he's going to sit down with us and go X's and O's.
Very cerebral.
Yes, very cerebral.
Use a big word.
And, you know, he's just he's got the kids drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, what was he? I think he used it was confidence is contagious, I think is what he said, or something along those lines.
It is, though.
And he's got those kids thinking that, you know, in Brownwood, and I think we've talked about this on the air several times, you know, when we're doing the games, but in Brownwood, Coach Wood told us to do something, we did it. Mm-hmm. We didn't care. Hey, go do this. Okay. Run through that wall. Okay. Mm-hmm. And we would do it because we had that much faith in him and we had that much buy-in. And those Bobcats these days, they have that. And one thing that he does, and I don't think we've ever talked about it on here, he switches them out. So he makes offense play defense and practice that way. And like during the spring, he's swapping them out so that player understands
both sides of the ball.
Yeah, so that wide receiver understands that corner is going to come up and he's going to
bump you,
bump me right at the line.
Inside leverage.
Which way do I go? Inside leverage.
Yep.
You know, do I, you know, am I going to take 2 steps and cut and run a slant, or am I going to, you know, take 2 steps and do a go pattern?
There you go.
Things like that.
Do a little option route.
Yeah, do a little option route.
Yep.
So, what else is he going to talk about? But we've been doing it all year. He's just going to wrap everything up,
We
right?
certainly have, and that'll be the wrap-up, and then we're going to have the spring game coming up, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And it's going to be a good show. Shenanigans, 7 o'clock for Bobcats Insider. And Orange Theory Fitness, we want to thank them. And also Luke's Cage. You know, Brian, that dude, Brian, he's been 10 toes down for us for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, and we're not the establishment around here. You know, we sat out in the cold before we finally got in the press box. And he's been, you know, supportive of, you know, the little engine that could here at Concho Sports. And we appreciate that. I want to say Coach Tony Cortez, the Lakeview Chiefs, had a great season. They lost to Snyder in the best of 3. Snyder won the first 2, but they had to deal with a pitcher who was like 240 pounds, 6'5".
Wow.
Going to be playing for Texas Tech. They had to deal with him the first
Check
game.
his birth certificate.
And then every time he came up to bat, of course, he got on base. But the Chiefs played some great defense. An explosive third inning was what got him in that second. But I just want to say Coach Cortez has been awesome.
And he's the D coordinator for Lakeview. And you've called Lakeview games.
I have, yeah.
So you've got some experience with that and watching Coach Cortez.
Absolutely.
And where'd he graduate from?
The
you know.
Colts. I mean,
he's from the. He's from you know.
Tarleton.
From Tarleton. So, and you know what? His kids are going to Howard Payne. Another Brownwood connection there.
Nice.
I've been to both of those schools and still don't have a degree. I dropped out from both of them.
And we're pretty good at this, Darren. So.
Yeah, we're pretty good at that. Hey, and we're also going to probably most likely 100%, maybe 99.5, I don't know.
Okay.
Going to do the Concho Sports Insider Show from the spring game next week.
Okay, is that okay?
We're gonna do it. I don't know if we're gonna do it in conjunction. I forget
do it live.
What time the spring game starts. I think it starts at 6. So
let's
we may have some time.
Fact check that.
Fact that check for us. We'll have some time to possibly. You may see me. You may see Brandon. You may see Rob Ray. You may see Zach Carlock. You may see Howdy Doody. He may come out. It may be any of us.
So real quick, Arlen. The spring game is on May 15th. So they're actually going to have the 7th and 8th graders from Glen and Lone Star. Do a little 7-on-7 lineman challenge. Then they're going to do the spring scrimmage, freshmen from 5 to 7. So that's everybody, 5 to 7 p.m. And then after that, they're going to have a free football and cheer clinic from kindergarten to 6th grade. So they're going to have food there. They're going to have a hot dog eating contest and a tug of war battle also. So it's going to be a fun evening.
It's going to be fun, and that's one thing that I like Coach Smith has done. He's turning this into a big, huge event.
Yes, community
event,
yes.
And family affair.
Yes,
and you talk about hot dog eating contests and things like that.
I'm good.
Maybe we can get Darren in on some of that hot dog eating contest.
I'd like to teach cheerleaders some old school cheers they could do at the cheerleading clinic, because there's some good ones that have been lost in history.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. Hey, and we talked about, we had Jackson Chacon on here at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
One of our athletes from TLCA who happened to just be in the house, and we hijacked him and brought him on. But I like having that on there. But one of the things we did look at was we were going to talk about some of the rule changes for the UIL.
Yes.
So we may get that on. It may not be next week. It may be another show. I also want to talk about some of the coaching changes. One that I know in particular is, let's see, I want to say one thing, and here you'll appreciate this, Darren. I want to say kudos and farewell to one of my coaches, Coach Sammy Harrell there at Ennis. Yeah. He hung up his cleats this year and his whistle. 247 and 87 losses.
Wow.
He led Ennis to 3 titles, and I forget how many years he's been there. It was forever.
I was doing the math on it. I mean,
didn't he even come? He was sick and he came back.
Yeah, he was sick, and I think they gave him some time off, and he came back. So Coach Sammy Harrell played quarterback, I believe, if I'm right, for Brownwood. Graduated in 74, 73, somewhere along in there.
Was his son any good?
I don't know.
Graham Harrell.
Does Graham have,
that?
Like,
Texas Tech guy, I think.
What was it? Jerry Reed went Kiss the Ring.
Kiss the ring.
Yeah.
Hey, boy, yeah. Graham Harrell, man.
Graham
can sling it, man.
Yeah, and actually he was in the press box. We were doing a game, and he was in the press box. He was recruiting one of the Central players.
Wow.
Because he was the offensive coordinator, one of the colleges, and he was the O coordinator, and he was in the press box, but we couldn't break away to go talk to him, but he was up there. So Don Drake is going to take Coach Harrell's spot, and one of the things about, if you don't know the Ennis Lions, they're maroon and white also. Mm-hmm. So Coach Harrell didn't even have to change out any of his clothes. He just went from being a Brownwood Lion to an Ennis Lion. So, and I know there's other ones. I know the Sterling City coach left and went around. So we're going to talk maybe this summer a little bit about some of the changes that are going on, some of the coaching changes. And I know there's some positions that are still open. I think the Sterling City coach position, head coach position, is still open. Coach Otho moved to a principal position there in Christoval.
He'll have some free time now.
So he's got some free time to come talk to us. and make us smart on some of those games. And this, if you want to advertise, now's the time to jump in with us. Concho Sports is looking for advertisers, and if you want to go to the Concho Sports Facebook page, you can get, I believe there's some couple of links on there.
Yes, sir.
And you can get into some of those packages. There's some awesome packages we've set up this year, and get those and get that sports, get your name out there in advertising. And who knows, one couple of years ago, whenever Brandon was an intern, we actually did a little movie kind of thing.
It was great.
And
it was with these two.
And it was the two of us, and we were yucking on him. But we were putting him through torture. And
sucked, man.
But we got to drop our sponsors' names in there, and got to talk about some eating establishments and Sunset Junior and Pack Saddle.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
I can't remember who else was in there, but we got them all in there. So you also get an opportunity to get your name dropped in.
That's it,
whenever
man.
we're clowning.
That's it.
So, you got anything else, Darren?
No, I just wanted to say, big fan of Paddy the Batty Pimblett from Liverpool. He beat Michael Chandler at the last UFC. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Needs to work on not being Paddy the Fatty in between fights because he eats a lot. Big time star power, big time personality, and that was pretty awesome.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So just want to let y'all know, I think as far as stars, Paddy. It's going to be Paddy.
Cool deal. And you being a Chicago boy, you've got some.
The Pope. I think he's gonna go by Pope Leo.
Pope Leo the 14th.
The 14th.
Oh yeah.
Chi-Town. So Chi-Town stand up. So I'm awesome for him. And
he's a Cubby fan.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah, he'll be up there going Concho Valley.
Yeah.
Play ball.
So I'll admit I turned temporarily to a Cubs fan. And when they won it in 16, because no one had seen them win in a whole life, in generations at that point. So,
like 103 years,
like forever.
Like that,
yeah. So,
yeah.
But
that's
also
what happens when you bring a goat to a baseball game.
I'm saying, right? And then I wanted to say, when you guys saw Graham, when did you see him at the game? Was that recent?
Yeah, it was. Well, no, because it was last year. The year before last.
The year before last.
Year before last.
Because it said he's the quarterbacks coach down at. We did a game there at.
UTSA?
ACU.
Oh, at ACU.
Yeah, ACU. Yeah.
No, he was.
It's Abilene Christian.
I want to say he was a quarterback. Maybe he was quarterback coach. Graham.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we did it there.
Because before that, he was at he was at all these different schools. So he was at West Virginia, Purdue. So and then recently at Abilene Christian. So
and has played for the Patriots. So
yep.
Yeah.
I have to mention this. Ennis did play Brownwood one year.
Really?
In all of the history in the playoffs, and Casey Paw and Brownwood won over Ennis the one time they played in the playoffs. Yeah,
hey,
so
well,
just had to throw that in there.
That Brownwood mystique, and Brownwood's got a new coach, and it's we'll see what's going to happen with Sammy whenever they do that. And
yeah, we'll see.
It's the end of the fourth, and it's still 1-0 Wall.
Yep.
And Shay said the game is flying
by.
So hope that they maybe can get that. Also, we appreciate parents, moms, dads. We didn't get to them tonight due to some technical difficulties, so we didn't get the photos up there. But I appreciate you sending those photos in. You can send it to arlen@pixelcast.media, and we will get it up. I believe Brandon's is brandon.richardson@pixelcastmedia. And if you don't want to talk to either one of us, Darren has one, and it's Darren@pixelcastmedia.
Oh, really?
Is that right? I think that's it.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
I'm kind of old
don't
school.
Send it to Darren. Okay, don't send it to Darren. But we've yucked it up tonight, and we've had fun. And I know it's not our normal thing and not what we normally do. And we're glad you joined us. We appreciate you joining us. We hope you'll join us through the summer. It may, it won't be high school football, and it won't be high school sports, and it won't be high school UIL events. We may talk some hockey, especially if my Golden Knights can go ahead and pull out some wins, and the Stars will lose. I mean, the Stars will beat the Jets. You know,
Y'all got hockey, I got MMA and boxing.
We've got it all.
There you go.
So you
Don't
can
forget
join
basketball
us.
too. Arlen.
Basketball.
Yeah.
Basketball's playing.
I had a blast doing playoff basketball games.
Oh, right there.
See, we do it all here at Concho Sports.
That's right.
We even we'll come and we'll call your wedding. If you want us to come and do play-by-play with your wedding, with the three of us, we'll show up and we will clown at your wedding.
Yeah.
And Ray will DJ.
Yes, DJ.
He can DJ at your wedding, and you can get the whole package for
Party
$1.95. No, I don't know. Don't say
Pickleball, cornhole.
Pickleball, cornhole. We'll call whatever. And we have a good time here at Concho Sports. We hope you have a good time watching us. We hope you stay with us. And if you don't, you want to take the summer off, just know we're going to fire back up in football. And it's my favorite time of the season. I know it's your favorite time of the season.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And we have a good time. This year we're going to be calling Central, Lakeview, and Wall home and away games.
All the games.
And we may throw a TLCA game in there. We may throw a Cristobal game in there if we can fit it. We want to be able to do it, but it also takes, some of y'all helping us out a little bit. And if you want to advertise with us, we'd appreciate it. We greatly appreciate it. And anything else, fellas?
Getting ready for spring game, getting ready for Monday. Y'all join us at Shenanigans. It's going to be fun. Bring the whole family. Make some noise. Let's enjoy it. And it's coming football season.
Heck yeah.
We started from the bottom. Now we're here.
Okay.
We're here, folks.
Okay,
Look
Drake.
at that.
Okay.
Look at that.
Okay.
All y'all other media people, we're here. We're not going anywhere.
10 toes, as Darren said.
That's right.
10 toes.
10 toes.
That's
so
it.
on behalf of Brandon Richardson, Darren Prater, Damon Bell,
the captain,
the captain over there,
the
throne man,
Rob Ray, who's not able to be here tonight because he's calling the game. Shay Harris, who's at the game.
Poor Shay. We give him hex. If he was a hothead, this wouldn't work.
This would not work. Thank goodness, because we clown on each other.
But we
all
love
the time.
Shay. Man.
That's right.
He's a big old teddy bear.
A
small teddy bear. He's a good dude. He's a very good dude, and we appreciate you.
Great guy. We appreciate it. We appreciate you joining us. On behalf of all of them, I'm Arlen Ponder. Thanks for joining the Concho Sports Insider. We'll see you next week, but come see us Monday night at Shenanigans, and have a good weekend, everybody. We'll see you later.